From New York is sex and relationship therapist Hilary Testa. She's also the author, hi there, of Glass Houses. Look at that. Boy, what timing. Shocking profiles of 100 congressional sex scandals and other unofficial misconduct. I guess you've, and Renee, you've done this before.
I think so.
Okay. I don't know. What did you make of her explanation?
Well, first of all, let's get a little bit of empathy in here, will you, please? I mean, I think that the abuse thing is not an excuse. I think that, yes, in fact, he did grow up with some of this abuse, or a lot of it, and big time, and part of that abuse has helped him to be a very great president. What he does in his bedroom is his business.
Okay. Go ahead.
Insofar as his emotional background, yes, abuse is a reason. I don't believe it's an excuse. And I hope very seriously that the man is going for help to understand where his sexual addiction is coming from. And I do believe it is an addiction. It's a need to have a lot of respect from women, a lot of love from women more.
And approval?
And approval. You got it. That's good. Yes, absolutely. He needs that approval big time. And that's really important for this man. He is a very, you know the way he appears. I've shaken his hand probably about 3 or 4 times. He's got a very warm handshake. The man wants a lot of love. And I think Hilary, she's making excuses for him, though.
And Renee, but here's what's interesting. This is not Bill Clinton trying to use this. I mean, I think that'd be particularly fruitless if he had tried to offer this like during his televised deposition. This is his wife offering up this explanation, and that, I guess, speaks to other issues.
Well, his wife is an interesting woman. She's in this marriage for a lot of reasons, and I think originally it was love, and there's a lot of political stuff going on in their own background, and they're paralleling each other. But I think that she is not making excuses for him. She's just understanding where he's come from, and no, it's not an excuse. Please don't even think that that's an excuse. I think it's a crime that people are thinking it's an excuse for him, because the man feels badly about what he's done. I hope he's getting help. I wish he could come and see me because I could help him out of it. But, I mean, that's what I do in my office. And I think that it is a weakness, and we're not born that way. We're absolutely not born that way. And we have to understand that about people's destructive force as to where it comes from, and do something about it now.
This has been a struggle throughout her relationship.
Well, you know, as you know, David, they said that he was getting help, and I think he was getting help. And she also said something about his taking responsibility, that this is his alone and that he's taking responsibility. Hilary is a very different kind of woman. It's not just the usual marriage where a guy is cheating on her and she's playing the victim. Hilary has her own life and her own business and her own plans and her own agenda. So she's in a different space than a lot of these women that might stay and become victims. Hilary, I believe, is not a victim at all. And what, you know, in the email, he is getting help. I do believe he's getting help. It is something that he has to work through, and he has to work on very, very diligently, because, you know, that fabric that we're all built of from the past, well, it's very much in the present, and it creeps up, and we need to work with it and deal with it. And I think he really wants to do that. I can't believe it.
I knew she was going to say that.
You're talking about excuses.
No,
that's a great excuse, my friend. A great excuse.
Correct.
It's not politically correct, and most of the time it's not true. And when you talk about that people get married too early and that they're bored, those aren't excuses. I think that's awful.
All right, but Renee, why are you so willing to embrace the notion? Why are you willing to embrace an explanation that goes back to root causes in one's childhood, and not embrace and deal with the fact that, forget this relationship, any relationship where this kind of problem comes up, that there's obviously some intimacy problems or lack of intimacy, or else there wouldn't be such a need to seek out approval from women elsewhere.
David, this problem, I agree with what you said, but this problem started a long time before they ever got married, and it just continued into their relationship. And I don't believe that it has a lot to do with Hilary. That's a good excuse. I don't believe it has anything to do with Hilary. It's Bill's dynamics that he needs to work on and take responsibility for.
I got to leave it there. Robert Butterworth and Hilary Testa, thanks to you both for coming on the program.